Come on, you did it.
Silly.
Sound almost a football game.
Regular meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders, County of Sussex, to be held Wednesday, June 28, 2017, at the Opacon Municipal Building. I call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Pratt.
Here.
Freeholder Graham.
Here.
Freeholder Patillo. Here. Freeholder Rose.
Present.
Freeholder Director Lazaro.
Here. Please join me in a moment of silence and salute to the flag led by Sylvia Patillo.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice is defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, PL 1975 has been made by regular mail, such notice being submitted on June 23, 2017, from the Administrative Center of the County of Sussex, located at 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey, to the following: the New Jersey Herald, WSUS Radio, New Jersey Sunday Herald, WNNJ Radio, Star Ledger, and is also posted on the bulletin board maintained in the Administration Center for the Public Announcements, and has been submitted by the Sussex County Clerk in compliance with said act. Can I have a motion for the approval of the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add under number 6, to have instead item 7, which currently reads matters related to litigation negotiations and the attorney-client privilege health services agreement, to instead read 7, matters related to litigation negotiations and the attorney-client privilege health services agreement, 911 communication agreements.
Is that the only one you have, Jim?
I'll do the other one separate.
You can do it separately. Okay.
Okay.
They have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Graham. Is there discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the item to change, or to add item 7A under proclamation certificates presentations. Item A to read proclamation in recognition of the celebration of Space Farms Zoo and Museum's 90th anniversary.
I'll second.
I have a second. Is there discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, so we have approval of the agenda now.
Mr. Director, it's just as amended, we need to.
As amended? We can do that. Yeah. I have a motion.
No, we just need to vote on as amended.
As amended.
Agenda as amended,
We
yes.
don't have a motion on it yet.
You had the motion second, and I made 2 motions to
Okay,
amend, so now
all
we're
right.
back to the motion as
Second,
amended.
Please, don't confuse me. Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Okay.
Okay. Executive session, resolution read providing for an executive closed session not open to the public in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 10:4-12 et sec. Whereas the subject matter about to be discussed may be excluded from the public portion of the meeting by resolution of the Board of Chosen Freeholders as an exception to the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B. And whereas it appears necessary for the Board of Chosen Freeholders to discuss such matters in executive session, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex, in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 10:4-12B and NJSA 10:4-13, that the Board at this time enter into an executive session from which the public shall be excluded. And be it further resolved that the general nature of the subjects to be discussed relate to the following items authorized by NJSA 10:4-12B as designated below: matters related to collective bargaining agreements, CWA 1032 non-supervisory, matters relating to litigation, negotiations, and the attorney-client privilege, health services agreement, the 911 communications agreements. Be it further resolved that the deliberations conducted in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders, or provided by law that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. And be it further resolved that upon completion of the business for which the board has entered into the executive session, the board shall reconvene and resume its meeting open to the public. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Freeholder Deputy Director Rose. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Patillo. Is there discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, we're going to leave and go into an executive session. We will return by 7 o'clock. Hopefully we'll get out earlier. And the meeting will resume right where we left off.
Please help yourselves to the cupcakes and the cookies.
Can I have a motion that we come back into open session?
I'll second.
Motion by Freeholder Crab, and second by Freeholder Rose. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Before we proceed with the agenda, I would like to express my sincerest thanks and appreciation to the Borough of Apacon for their refrigeration unit, for their use of their building as we come down here to run a freeholder meeting. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and your council for inviting us and having us here. And we thank you all for coming and enjoying the festivities tonight. Moving right along, proclamations and certificate of presentations. We have a proclamation in recognition of the celebration of Space Farm Zoo and Museum. It is their 90th anniversary, I guess all within the family. They're having a festival on Saturday, July 8, 2017 at 12 p.m. to celebrate the 90th anniversary of Space Farm Zoo and Museum. And join for lunch and reflection back on how they grew through the many years. And elected officials will be there, some of us, I hope, and that will be that. Yes, maybe we'll get to see snakes, yeah. Public hearings, there are none.
Director, we need
Yes.
to vote on the proclamation, please.
All right.
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Motion,
second.
Freeholder Crab, second by Freeholder Graham. Is there discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Thank you.
We have no public hearing. Public session from the floor. I have a motion for public session. Motion to open.
I'll second.
Motion, Freeholder Crab, and second, Freeholder Rose. Please note everyone is asked to keep their comments to 5 minutes or less and address issues regarding the agenda items. Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your municipal residency. Public session is open from the floor. Come forth. Change his mind.
Is the mic here?
No, we just put that down. We always pretend as though we check.
Your mic. Is the mic there? Is this a trick? I wasn't sure if I was just
When you
doing
stood up
this.
there, there wasn't a mic.
Stand there, stand here. Okay, Michael Vance, last name is spelled V-A-N-C, from Borough of Stanhope. I'm here representing the Human Services Advisory Council. I believe once a month, once every other meeting or so, we have a representative come before you kind of give you an update as to what's going on, what we're doing. We had a meeting today, and via email vote, we're going to add some more members to the HSAC committee. Currently, we have 14 voting members, 9 of which are considered providers, and 5 are considered consumers. Our minimum in our bylaws asks that we have 17 members, of which providers are not to exceed 49%, and consumers are to have a minimum of 25%. So we have not been able to achieve those percentages as of this date. However, we have 6 new applications. 4 are for providers, 4 for consumers, 2 for providers. We are adding the 2 providers. We're going to have, as I mentioned, an email vote. The consumers, we asked consumers to attend, because typically they have not attended meetings. We asked them to attend at least 2 meetings to see what the meetings are about before they confirm that they do want to become members, and then we'll vote them in. We have 2 consumers that are going to be elected. They have been attending meetings on a regular basis. That will bring our new membership up to 18 total, 11 providers, 7 consumers. We're still not meeting our requirements and percentages, but we're getting much closer, and we'll add, as I said, 2 other consumers. We will not be meeting again as a council until September 27th. So those 2 potential new members will attend the September and October meeting, and then we hopefully will have them added into the ranks by November. We have several subcommittees. One of the committees is our Planning and Allocations Committee. One of our projects that we've been working on is an orientation packet. It's an orientation packet both for new members as well as for guests. When they come in and they see all these people sitting around a table as freeholders, Patillo and Grant saw today, I think there were about 30 to 35 people there. That's about average. Sometimes there's more. I think actually probably about 5 regulars were missing today. So, but that's not all members. As I mentioned, we have our set 14 at this time. A lot of people participate and contribute. So for the new person coming in, it can be a bit overwhelming trying to understand the dynamics of the group. So we're developing an orientation package that should be finalized next month for guests and members. At every meeting, we have a presentation. Today's presentation is by Suzanne Sarner. She is the School-Based Youth Services Director. She did an excellent presentation today that was very compelling. I think Freeholders, Patillo and Graham can attest to that. And it was regarding mental illness in our school systems for our children. And some of the numbers that she shared with us today were startling. And every person that attended today received a PowerPoint presentation as well as an information packet. If you would like an information packet, I can provide a copy to you of that. If you just let me know through Freeholder Graham has my email address, and I can forward that on to you, or you provide copies. But as I said, I would strongly encourage you to read it because it is a very enlightening presentation of which I believe Freeholders, Patillo and Graham can attest to. Lastly, I just want to mention to you that I've been on the HSAC committee now, or council, for a little over a year and a half, and have been serving as its vice chairman for almost that same amount of time as a consumer. And I just want to share with you my pride in sitting with all these people. These people put forth their best effort. 1 minute? 1 minute to go? Okay. These people put forth their best efforts to serve all the recipients of Sussex County, and they do an outstanding job. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Very much.
Anyone else?
Motion closed.
A motion to close by Freeholder Graham. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Freeholder Rhodes. Is there discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. We have a motion for Freeholder. We don't need a motion. Freeholder comments? Freeholder Graham?
Yeah, thank you, Director. I'd like to make note of the Veterans Assistance Center that's been set up in Franklin by Reverend Ernie Cosa. We had a local veteran from Vietnam that has a lot of pride to the point that things were getting tough. Recently he was having trouble making ends meet, and we directed him to the center run by Lieutenant Colonel Cosa. And it was a good gateway for those who would otherwise might be too proud to find some solutions for the difficult times that they may be going through. And that center provided not only on-ramps to social services, but to other agencies within the county and the state, and has made a significant improvement in the situation of this veteran that I'm glad there was a safety net that would stand up for him there. The other thing that I have is that I don't know whether this board was asked to participate in the joint letter that came out about the Lackawanna cutoff station in Andover. I'd just like to go on record that I'm completely in support for this. I think the DEP has to fish or cut bait. I don't know how many times I've said that over the last 8 years here. When I go home tonight, I'll be going over Brooklyn Road and the river crossing there. Nice new tracks have been there for probably 3 years now. I think that the Egyptians built the pyramids faster than some of this bureaucratic red tape holds this up. Of course, I'm sure they didn't have Indiana bats or to work with. So I just want to go on record that I'm completely in favor of getting that not only built but operational as soon as feasible. And that's all that I have.
I would just like to mention, Michael Vance talked about our meeting. The woman, Susan, that gave that report, that presentation today, she actually has a grant, and there are counselors within the technical vocational school in Sussex County. Students can come in before school, they can come in after school or during school, and they have counselors that deal with so many different issues, some being children that have anger, some being that those that just can't adjust, those that are insecure, those that have, maybe problems in the home, or those that have addictions, and the list goes on and on and on. And really, when you see the numbers, it's alarming how many of our students are being treated in different areas in the county, and how great that need is. But one of the things that they did out of this counseling group that they have, and it was really impressive, is they realized that they all have problems, they all have issues, and they're trying to work through them. Some are just normal teenage problems that you have, and others are a little more severe. But they realized that they don't often take time to say thank you. So they put together this room, and they had a videographer there, and he was filming them, and you could come in or not come in, that was up to you, to say thank you to someone. So as you saw, this video was adorable. So one would come in and say, thank you to my teacher, I really appreciate her. And then 2 would come in, and 3 would come in, somebody started singing, and then it was a thank you, thank you, thank you. And it was hysterical, but it was so beautiful on the people that they decided to thank, the people in the whole school. And then what impressed me the most about graduation at VOTEC is that all those teachers were getting hugs and kisses, right? As they were given their diplomas. There was such a closeness with that group of them, VOTEC. It was really beautiful. But the numbers in that report are definitely alarming, as how many of our students and our young people are going to Newton Hospital and being treated there, or looking for areas of counseling in their school for treatment. Our discussion was a little deeper than that, about trying to put pilot programs or look at different ways that we can address the problem, and go to Trenton and see if we can get some money and some help there. But I hate to miss that meeting, because there were so many people there with so many wonderful ideas, doing so many wonderful things. I had no idea of the services and the 501c that were out there with help for all of our communities. And you do a great job of chairing that group. The other thing I just want to say is there's a walk for Changing the Face of Addiction walk, and it's August 5th. If you'd like to go, if you'd like to be a sponsor, and it's at Franklin Fire Pavilion, and it begins at 9 a.m. If you want information, you can call the Center for Prevention up in Sussex County. And the other thing I just would like to remind you that the Farm and Horse Show starts August 4th, and it'll continue on until August 13th.
Since Mike came up here, HSTAC is Human Services Advisory Council, and it's appointed by the Freeholders to review county-level human service activities and to serve as the primary vehicle for making local recommendations to assist both Sussex County government and New Jersey Department of Human Services on the allocations, provisions, delivery systems, financing of programs designed to meet the needs of human service recipients in Sussex County. It's important to say that, because we are unique from other counties. Today there was a couple of conversations that were around it, comparing us with statistics to other counties. Comparing us to Hudson County or Union County really doesn't apply, because the populations and the proximity to certain jobs and such is not the same. Comparing us to Cape May really doesn't apply, because we don't have even though they say we're agritourism, we don't have the tourism that they do in Cape May. So we have our own unique set of issues. But every one of the counties in Sussex County are now going through the face of addiction. And you're seeing it right in what's going on in Trenton right now, trying to find money to deal with addiction. And I sit next to a gentleman here who came up here in 1973 to deal with addiction problems in 1973. And he'll be the first one to tell you it's changed, but some things haven't changed at all. HSAC handles a lot of the issues that can be associated with that because of mental health issues, housing issues, transportation issues, many more that escape me right now, but it tries to take it in a coordinated way. The one thing I've been saying over the years is that people like to come in and say nobody's doing anything. This is a group of people that are doing something. And what they're doing more than anything else is letting other people know what they're doing so that we're not having massive duplications of efforts or big black holes where things should be done and they're not being done. And that's something that is very admirable. Mike Vance is probably one of the most organized guys I've ever met in my life. And he's brought a lot to that effort. And the reason why I bring that up here is Hopatcong. I come from Stanhope. I live in Stanhope, and I've always thought of Stanhope and Hopatcong were the same town. Don't tell the Stanhope people that. You get all worked up about that. But I feel it is. It's Stanhope and Byram and Hopatcong have a lot of the similarities where we mesh together as one regional community. Even when you call the police, you never know whose police car is going to sit in front. It's going to be a Stanhope car or a Hopatcong car. It's mutual aid, everybody's there. But we have the same problems. You'll read in the paper about somebody getting picked up for an addiction or for selling drugs or whatever it is. We have to deal with it in a different way today. And HSAC, Human Services Advisory Council, takes it from what the problem is, and then somebody from Samaritan House, somebody from the Center for Prevention, they get a chance to share off, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what we're seeing, this is how we're approaching it. I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out. I also want to talk a little bit about last meeting that we had in Newton. It was early because we went to the Public Safety Academy to dedicate a monument to those that have fallen in public safety in helping us as fire, police, and EMTs. And if you have a chance, if you're familiar with Frankfurt and where our public library is, right across the street is the Public Safety Academy, and there's one of the most beautiful monuments. In fact, Dave Danzas probably can show you the picture because he's got it from the paper. It was a beautiful effort, but what I wanted to particularly take note of is the committee that put it together. They did it in 18 months. They raised the money without public funds. They put the monuments together. They had it completely, that the granite monuments are all etched properly. The lighting is in, the flags are up. Mr. Potter here broke some rules and got us some paving fixed and things, but everything was done in a very coordinated manner, very folksy manner, and made me proud to be of Sussex County. The last thing is the graduation tech. Sussex County Technical School graduated their students about, was that a week ago?
20th.
And Sylvia was there, Carl was there, and I said this morning, I'll say it again, my favorite philosopher is Carl Lazaro. Carl Lazaro stood in front of a whole slew of 18-year-olds and said, life isn't fair. And they gave him a rousing ovation. He's the only guy who can get away with that. Everybody else says, what are you going to do for me? And Carl says, life isn't fair. But we do the best we can. So that's my point.
Mr. Director, I have nothing at this time. I'd just like to say thank you to our hosts for having us here today, and thank you for all showing up to our meeting.
Very briefly, Jonathan and I attended the American Legion ceremonies at High Point when they have their annual ceremony up there with the changing of the guard, et cetera, and I guess there's a movement coming forth at High Point to try and rename High Point the Veterans Park because it was apparently originally given by the Kuzer family to the veterans, so that'll be an interesting thing to follow along the way. The road department is in full swing trying to get as much done as it can done, and if you drive around the roads you'll see these guys out there weed whacking, filling cracks, doing everything. They're doing a marvelous job. They deserve to be commended. They work hard, and then it's not exactly the most fun job to do when it gets a hot sun beating down on you. A great deal of respect for all of them. I'm the one in the black car that goes by and toots the horn and waves at you to keep up the good work. So we owe them a debt of gratitude for the hard work that they do. Our bridge program is moving along steadily. The Roseville Bridge and the Passaic Bridge are still progressing forward. I went to the 911 ceremony also, which was a tremendous, very pride-fulfilling day to see the memorial that was put up to the men and women who have served Sussex County over the years and the future. And it's one of those memorials that'll be there for a long time. And a great tribute to the volunteers of Sussex County. Just to take a brief minute to bounce off of what George said. Yeah. Philosophize a little bit. I saw this drug thing coming in 1973 and no one would listen. I hate to say it, but I will. And we try to implement education programs to stall it, to beat it. We lost maybe 4 generations of children, maybe 5, because of inactivity. Inability to accept that there is an issue, there is a problem, and we were at a standstill. When you go back and pull the papers and see what the struggle and the fight was, and nobody wanted to do anything about it. Now we've got it, and we've got it bad. The sad part is we cannot do everything for everyone. I have letters that are coming into my email saying, you gotta help my child. You know, at some point we can't do everything for everyone. But there's also the factor that somehow you got yourself into this situation. You've got to claw your way out of it. And there, but for the grace of God, go some of us. It's a terrible disease. It's a terrible affliction. And it's one of the most difficult things to claw your way out of. But if you do succeed at clawing your way out of, you will become a better person. And you will be the hero. It is not easy to do, but it has to be done by the individual. They have to do it. It can't be done for them. It's not like getting a pill or an inoculation, getting a shot, you get better. You have to claw your way back and you have to fight your way out. And that's the struggle that's going on today. And we'll see a lot more of it. And you know, maybe some of us will get involved in it again and be a part of the solution to getting things better and making people more healthy. That's all I have for today. Approval of the consent agenda. A resolution reauthorizing amendment number 2 to an awarded contract with the state of New Jersey for the county sexual assault response team, forensic nurse examiner, SART FNE federal grant program VS-41-15 between the New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice, Department of Law and Public Safety, and the Sussex County Prosecutor's Office. That speaks for itself. It's a sexual assault grant. Authorization to provide for the services of printing election ballots for the Sussex County Clerk's Office. Speaks for itself also. Resolution reauthorization for the County of Sussex to execute an application to renew the Special Child Health Services Case Management Grant for $93,699 and an additional one-time $6,000 to complete the Integrated Systems Medical Home Pilot Grant Program for the contract period of July 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2018 between the County of Sussex and the New Jersey Department of Health. We applied for this grant and we were fortunate enough to get it for Child Health Services. Resolution authorizing the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders to adopt the FY 2018 County Alliance Plan update as per the letter of intent from the New Jersey Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse to provide $210,366 in funding for the Sussex County Department of Human Services, Division of Community and Youth Services for the period of July 1st, 2017 to June 30th, 2018. Authorization for the Freeholder Director to execute the fiscal year 2018 letter of agreement from the New Jersey Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse to provide $210,366 in funding to the Sussex County Department of Human Services Division of Community and Youth Services for the period of July 1st, 2017 to June 30, 2018. Those two are linked together for obvious reasons. They have to be approved. This is to battle alcohol and drug abuse that we have to deal with in this day and age. Authorization to the Sussex County Office of Purchasing to make purchases directly from the Educational Services Commission of New Jersey Cooperative Pricing Council System during the calendar fiscal year 2017. This is another opportunity for us to save money in making purchases through a co-op. Authorization to provide for the purchase of roadway traffic striping to the Sussex County Department of Engineering and Planning. Authorization to provide for the purchase of wheel lift equipment for the Sussex County Office of Fleet Management. Authorizing the entry into a professional services agreement with Environmental Safety Management Corporation to provide miscellaneous building industrial hygiene services as professional service pursuant to NJSA 48:11-51AI. Authorization to provide for the purchase of software, hardware, and networking materials for the purpose of virtualizing the data storage of the Office of the Sussex County Sheriff. Computer age is in us. Resolution reauthorizing the County of Sussex to renew an agreement with the Township of Montague providing for roadside manufacturing services by the County of Sussex in accordance with the provision of NJSA 48:65-1 et sec and NJSA 48:11-10 et sec. We do that service for our municipalities throughout to save them some money in the manufacturing of signs. Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the consent agenda consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. Do I have a motion for approval?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Freeholder Crab. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Patillo. Is there discussion?
I'd like to ask for G to be considered separately.
Okay. We can pull G out. Consider
And
it
have to do
separately.
that through a motion, so I'd like to make a motion to amend the previous motion to remove item G, titled Authorization to Provide for the Purchase of Roadway Traffic Striping for the Sussex County Department of Engineering and Planning.
Do I have a motion?
I made the motion.
Oh, you made a motion. Okay, is there a second? Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Anything else? All right, so we have a motion on the floor to approve,
With the exception of
with
G.
the exception of G, the resolutions. Call the roll, please. Is there discussion? And then is there, call the roll, please.
Freeholder Crab.
Yes.
Freeholder Graham.
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo.
Yes.
Freeholder Rose.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Lazaro.
Yes. A motion to approve resolution G, authorization to provide for the purchase of roadway traffic striping for Sussex County Department of Engineering and Planning. This is a motion on the floor. Is there discussion? We have to move this up.
I'll second.
We did.
I made a motion, I second.
Okay. Call the roll, please.
Freeholder Crab. Freeholder Graham.
Abstain.
Freeholder Patillo.
Yes.
Freeholder Rose.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Lazaro.
Yes. Approval of minutes, regular meeting June 14, 2017, special meeting June 21, 2017. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
A motion on those, is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried. Approval of executive session June 14, 2017, executive session June 21,
Oh, I did it again.
2017.
21-7.
21-7, huh?
I'll make a motion on, if we make it 27.
2017. We have a motion by Freeholder Graham. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Freeholder Patillo. Is there discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Appointments and/or resignations. Resolution reappointment of James Mahoney, Suzanne Sarner, and Rachel Helt as members of the Sussex County Youth Services Commission for terms of 3 years each, said terms to expire on April 30, 2020. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Second. Motion by Freeholder Crab, and second by Freeholder Graham. Is there discussion? Call the roll, please.
Freeholder Crab.
Yes.
Freeholder Graham.
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo.
Yes.
Freeholder Rose.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Lazare.
Yes. Okay, resolutions. Resolution re wastewater management plan amendment for Wantage Ridge property, County Route 628 in Wantage. Resolution B, re consenting to the proposed Sussex County Water Quality Management Plan amendment for Apacon State Park in Roxbury Township. Resolution re providing temporary closure of County Route 613 in the Township of Sparta, July 2nd through July 4th for their parade. It'll be a long parade. They have several other festivities going, obviously. Resolution providing the temporary closure of County Route 613 in the Township of Sparta for fireworks on July 2nd. Resolution providing temporary lane closure of County Route 565 in Frankfort Township. I believe that's a foot race. Resolution reauthorizing to close County Route 607 in the vicinity of 345 Maxim Drive in Apacon Borough, and to implement, maintain, and modify as necessary an official detour of County Route 607 and provide for enforcement of the temporary road closure and detour. That's for repairs to that road and culvert in that area. Resolution, and then you probably all seen that work has already begun. Resolution establishing a principal data control clerk and salary range. Resolution establishing director, intoxicated driver resource center and salary range. Establishment of program specialist 2 and salary range. Establishment of program specialist 3 and salary range. Do I have a motion? Okay. Resolution concurring in the ordinance of 1707, an ordinance amending 99-25 of the Vernon Township Code of the Township of Vernon, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, establishing the Appalachian Trail R residential permit parking area, including parking restrictions along a portion of County Route 517 between Wheatstra Drive and Ant Place, more or less between milepost 5256 and 53.12 in the Township of Vernon. This is a section of the ongoing problem in the Appalachian Trail for parking for everybody who drives over there to walk. Hopefully this will help solve the parking problem.
And this is at the recommendation of the Vernon Police.
Yes, Vernon Township and the Police Department have both confirmed that this is what they would be doing. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Patillo, motion by Freeholder Graham. Is there discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Boards of contract, change orders and bids. Board of a contract resolution award of contract extension for miscellaneous building trade services for fire suppression systems service in various Sussex County buildings and facilities. Board of a contract for the purchase of 5 new unused current model years Ram trucks or equal for the County of Sussex. These are replacement vehicles for ones that are in bad shape. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Freeholder Patillo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Freeholder Graham. Is there discussion? Call the roll, please.
Freeholder Crab.
Yes.
Freeholder Graham.
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo.
Yes.
Freeholder Rose.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Lazare.
Yes. Change orders, resolution, re-award of contract amendment with Brown and Brown Metro LLC, awarded through competitive contracting for healthcare benefits plan, medical and pharmaceutical benefits broker, consultant for the county of Sussex. This is the group that we have engaged to handle our benefits program.
Second.
Freeholder Graham makes a motion and Freeholder Graham seconds it. Freeholder Graham.
He
Whatever.
always mixes up.
It's the glasses.
Is there discussion? Call the roll, please.
Freeholder Crab?
Yes.
Freeholder Graham?
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Rose?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Lazaro?
Yes. Resolution to read the payment of bills. Do I have a motion?
Motion to pay the bills.
Second to pay the bill.
Motion by Freeholder Graham and second by Freeholder Graham. Is there discussion? Call roll.
Freeholder Crab?
Yes.
Freeholder Graham?
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Rose?
Abstain.
Freeholder Director Lazaro?
Yes. Resolution B, payment of bills, second set of bills. Is there a motion?
Motion to pay these.
Motion by Freeholder Graham,
Second on the
second Freeholder Graham. Is there discussion? Call roll, please.
Freeholder Crab?
Yes.
Freeholder Graham?
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Rose?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Lazaro?
Yes. Resolution re, providing for the insertion of any special item of revenue in the 2017 budget of the County of Sussex relating to the fiscal year 2017 Clean Communities Grant Award for a total amount of $105,736.89. This is a grant that comes to us to distribute to the local communities for cleaning up their communities, and it was reduced this year. Resolution re, providing for the insertion of any special item of revenue in the 2017 budget of the County of Sussex relating to the Edward Byrd Memorial Justice Assistant Grant, JAG, Megan's Law Letter of Agreement for a total amount of $3,951 for the period of January 1st, 2017 through September 30th, 2017. A resolution reading the certification and review of audit by group affidavit. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Freeholder Graham. Is there a second?
Second.
Second Freeholder Patillo. Is there discussion? Call the roll, please.
Freeholder Crab?
Yes.
Freeholder Graham?
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Rose?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Lazaro?
Yes. No personnel administrative report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Freeholder Director. I just want to bring to the board's attention that we were advised this morning that tomorrow the Senate Budget and Appropriations Committee will be considering legislation amending the Open Public Meetings Act as well as the Open Public Records Act. Some of you were aware a number of years ago, Senator Weinberg had put forward a variety of amendments to both of those pieces of legislation or those statutes. There is additional amendments now that are to be considered as part of her effort to amend those two pieces of legislation. I did receive an advisory from NJAC today that was going to take place tomorrow. I have not yet had the opportunity to review the particular amendments, but I'll keep the board informed as to what transpires. Also, too, NJAC has asked for the board's consideration of sending a letter of support to Senate President Steve Sweeney in regards to Senate Bill 771, which is the source separation. Essentially, what the bill intends to do is look to remove vegetative waste from the solid waste stream, which have an adverse impact on counties such as Sussex that have invested in these methane recovery systems for generating energy. So I will be distributing a copy of that letter to the board for your consideration, and ask that you might consider that at the next meeting. And lastly, I've been, and also too, I should note that I have had conversations with the MUA director, John Hatzelis, and that his board is certainly aware of what's transpiring and will be putting forward comments as well. And lastly, SCUMA has provided us with some information based upon a report that's been prepared regarding the proposed leachate pump station and force main project that you all may be familiar with. As that has just recently come in, again, I've not had the opportunity to review, but wanted to let you know that the preliminary engineering has been done, and I know that the SCUMA commissioners will have an interest in talking further with the Freeholder board in regards to that project. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Puff. Any council?
Nothing to report.
Any unfinished business? I think so. No new business. Public session from the floor. Please note, everyone is asked to keep their comments to 5 minutes or less. Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your municipal residency. I have a motion to open the floor.
Motion open,
I have a
please.
motion to open by Freeholder Graham. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Freeholder Rose. Got your hand. Floor is open. Come forward.
Ian Freeholders. My name is William T. Canestro, Canestro. I live in Landing, New Jersey. I've been working for Sussex County DPW for 12 years. This is an ideal opportunity for me to stand here in front of you and voice my concern for my future and my fellow employees. You know, many employees like myself have to work 2 jobs, and many of our spouses have to work to make ends meet. This leaves little time to attend union meetings. But let me tell you, there's going to be more and more attending. That's why I'm here tonight. It's an insult to me and fellow employees to be subjugated to a constant failure by past freeholders and now present to recognize our importance. Why is the DPW the place all of you want to condemn? Do any of you know the various types that we do, work that we do, the hazards we face, the pathogens, the hypodermic needles, the 7, 6, 10 times doctors and antibiotics for tick bites and Lyme disease? Do any of you know how many county garages there are? Well, there's one right here in Apacon on County Road 605. We used to have 7 persons working there. Now there's 5, and it's sometimes 2. What's next? None? For you to drag this out for as long as you have. Threatening our retro pay is an insult. For you to raise our insurance is an insult. For Chris Christie being our governor is an insult, and I'm a registered Republican. For all employees of Sussex County, 6 years have passed. We're still making the same money. It's also an insult. Enough is enough. See you at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion to close for Freeholder Crab. Is there a second?
Second.
Second Freeholder Patillo. Is there discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Some reminders on, you see a note on your agendas, July 4th is Independence Day, everybody knows that. Senior Services Advisory Council will meet at Knoll Heights on July 6th at 9 a.m. DSAC will meet at July 10th at noon at the Freeholder Meeting Room. The NJTPA Board of Trustees meeting will meet in Newark on July 10th. Sussex County Planning Board Development Review in Room 3B on July 10th. July 10th, Sussex County Planning Board meeting at the Freeholder Meeting Room. On July 11th, SWAC will meet, and Freeholder meeting July 12th. July 13th, Uniform Construction Code Board of Appeals, and July 13th, Water Quality Management. Please remember those meetings, and if you wish to attend, feel free to do so. A motion for adjournment?
I'll make
make that motion.
Motion by Freeholder Rose, second by Freeholder. Freeholder Graham. All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.